Welcome to another episode of Your Health and Faith Community. I'm your host, Pastor Jackie Jackson. And as always, on behalf of myself, as well as our producer, Anita Alexander, we want to thank you very much for taking out time from your day to join us. Hopefully something we say or do will make you smile, will improve your quality of life, and definitely enhance your faith in God. Our last episode, if you remember, we had Mr. Nelson Johnson, who is the owner of Johnson Insurance, who also is a realtor with Annie Realty. We were talking about financial planning. Well, today we're not going to talk about financial planning. We're going to take it a different direction. We have as a guest on our show, Pastor Sierra Harper. And before we get to her, I've still got to remind you that this is still September, next month is October, and then in November we roll into open enrollment for health care through the marketplace or Obamacare or whichever name you need to use for it, which the actual name is the Affordable Care Act, or that's the law that governs the new marketplace. So it'll be time for you to purchase your insurance if it's for the first time, or to renew your insurance if you had it last year, or if you're single and your income is $16,243,000 a year or less, that makes you eligible for Medicaid. But Medicaid is open year round. It's important that you remember in November opens the market. That is the marketplace to get affordable, quality health care for you, for your family. Listen, there's no reason to run around without health care. If you don't want to do it for yourself, do it because you love someone next to you. And listen, I want to talk for just a quick second to you millennials, or to the individuals that are between the age 18 and about 34 years old, the invincibles. You know, I'm not concerned with health care. Nothing's going to happen. If I get sick, I'll bounce back. If I break a bone. Let me tell you something, young man, young lady. All it takes is one serious trip to emergency and a stay in the hospital, and that can financially throw you into a tailspin. So even you need to get health care. There's no reason not to be insured. All right, I know you get tired of hearing me say it. I'm going to keep saying it until the whole world is kumbayaing, because everybody has health care insurance. We'll just hold hands and we'll act like we are the world, we are the children. So listen, get health care. Pastor Sierra, thank you very much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm blessed.
Oh, well, that's a good thing. You know, I'm going to jump into this because you have on all this gear, and I have on this plain shirt, and you come in with the jacket and the shirt and all this stuff. So what is this? You went to the mall today or what?
The mall at home, but this is Good Company, and it is a company that my husband and I started, and it is about keeping good company. If you believe you're good company, then you should hang around good company, so therefore you wear good company. So you wear who you are, you live what you believe. And so the second O is in parentheses. If you take that O out, then it's God, and who's better company than God? So, and it's for anybody. It doesn't have a age limit. It doesn't have a color. It doesn't have a nationality. It is a clothing line that anybody and everyone can wear.
So you mean someone as young as myself
Yes.
can actually wear that?
Yes.
Was some of the apparel recently in a show or in a movie or something?
We've had, we did a play. In
You
July,
did a stage production.
A stage production, yes, in July. Is God trying to tell you something? And yes, it was in the stage production. It was also in another stage production that Rojo Productions, they had on Good Company as well. We've had some national artists in it, Erica Campbell, Willie Moore Jr., NFL player Vinny Ray plays for the Bengals. Some baseball players, they've had it on. They support the brand. And so we're just trying to get the name out there. The website is www.goodcoapparel.com. You can go out there. You can see everything that we have to offer and order you some.
And order you some. And and I got ahead of myself. I think I was just excited that Pastor Sierra was joining us. So I told you nothing about her. Well, I told you the most important thing because it's the most honorable job or title that you could hold, which is pastor. But I didn't tell you that she's a gospel vocalist. I didn't tell you that she is an actress. She told you, because I didn't, God knows I forgot, that they also own an apparel company and just a number of other things about her. So we're going to take a little time. I'm going to try to hit every facet of that, but I want to talk about the most important part first, which is the fact that, as I mentioned, her and her husband, Pastor Donnie, who was on the show, I don't remember how long ago, a few months ago, he was on the show, real tall guy, about my height, okay, really, really taller than I am. And actually, he had on the apparel as well, and they talked about the church a little bit. So I just want to talk about the fact that you are, first and foremost, a wife, and a mom, and a pastor, because we know, I know sometimes people get that flow chart kind of confused,
Yeah.
It's God, family, church, not God, church, family, right? So I want to talk about you being a wife, mom, and pastor, as well as a performing artist, and how do you manage to control to have all these things together, and what kind of pull does that have on your faith and this walk? So I know it's kind of like it's kind of like jambalaya. I just threw everything in the pot, and we're gonna just serve it up in a bowl and see how it tastes. So let's talk about first, how long you been married?
12 years. We've been married 12 years. March 12th will be 13 years.
13 years, and I went out of order, so we're gonna scratch that out. Because it's been God first, and I put the marriage first. But no, really.
Right.
So you guys have been married 13 years, and how many little people?
There are 4 little people.
Okay, not so little anymore.
Right, not so little. So my bonus child is 16. She'll be 17 next month. She'll be graduating this year from the School of Creative and Performing Arts.
I mean, not that I have any bias toward performance like that.
Then we have twins, Kaylin and Devin, boy-girl twins. They're 10. And we have an 8-year-old, Micah, and they all go to Academy of World Languages.
All right. And in fact, your daughter is here now, isn't she?
She is.
She's right over there. Oh, you can't see her, but she's over there. If you could see where my finger... She's a videographer in her own right.
In her own right.
She did a great job last week on Fountain Square recording you and Pastor Donnie singing. What is the name of the church?
Love and Grace Outreach.
Love and Grace.
Yes.
Outreach.
Outreach.
I have a
Yes.
passion about outreach ministry. Where are you guys located?
We are located in Rockdale Elementary School, which is 335 Rockdale Avenue. We have service from 10 a.m. till about 11:30. And it's very untraditional. Very untraditional. Praise and worship tends to include rap, gospel rap, some contemporary. It's going to have a little bit of everything.
Okay, because life has a little bit of everything.
Life has a little bit of everything.
So what are you, like, Baptist, Methodist? What are you?
We would say that our denomination is love.
All right, I like that.
Love.
I believe somebody wrote a song that Jesus is love.
Yes.
I don't remember who it was. Was that Lionel Richie? It was somebody. I don't know if he wrote it, but I think he sung it. But so I like that. That is an awesome denomination, love. How long have you guys been around?
We just celebrated 2 years.
2 years.
Yes, 2 years on the 6th of September.
All right. Oh,
Yeah.
just recently celebrated
Just
2
recently.
years.
Yes, 2 years.
Wow.
God's awesome.
That is listen, the first year,
Come on, somebody.
that first year is the one that make you go, what was I thinking about? Right? So the fact that you guys have survived 2 years,
Yes.
that is really awesome.
And in that 2 years, we have linked up with a lot of ministries, pastors' wives.
Because you're a part of the are you a part of the First Ladies
I am part of
initiative?
Yes.
What tell me about the First Lady. Okay, I know about it. Tell them about the First Ladies Initiative.
So the First Ladies Initiative, so on October 8th, they'll be in various locations in the city, various churches in the city. You'll be able to go and you'll get all your health screenings done for free. And it's something that the First Ladies in the city really just had a passion for. First Lady Dina Cranley, our mayor's wife, she really had a passion. She wants everyone to be able to be healthy, know your numbers, and then you can get your appointments through, you can go and get everything done, from mammograms to prostate exams. The children can, dental, everything can get done. Vision, and you can take those numbers.
And this is on the 8th.
And this is on October 8th.
October 8th.
Yes, and it'll be at various churches across.
And it's like this is their second. I think this is the second year. I know when I was with Enroll, I know they did they did that at a number of different churches, because I think isn't First Lady Barbara Lynch? She's the is she the co-chair?
Yes.
I think her and Dana, they co-chair it.
Right. So New
and that's-
Prospect. I can't even name all the churches.
Yeah, it's a
I mean,
lot.
it's a lot. It's a lot of churches across the city. So some of them will be in churches. Maybe some of them will be inside recreation centers. It really just depends. Facebook, they have a Facebook page. And
Do you know off the top of the head? I know.
off the top of my
I know. I
head.
was gonna put you. I had to figure out something I could get you at you.
yeah.
And then you all for that First Ladies Initiative, it has a lot to do with not with immortality, infant immortality. Mortality.
I would say it's geared not so much towards the infants, but probably more of those are the middle age. They do have things for.
Well, I don't mean
children,
the event, but I mean that is one of you all's missions.
Missions, yes.
Because I was going to say,
Yes,
I do
yes,
remember
yes,
that being
yes.
a very
Yes, it is
a very
yes.
important part
Right.
of dealing with the First
Correct,
Ladies
yes.
Initiative, and I think that's really awesome, and bringing awareness to it, especially considering the fact that Cincinnati within itself has a very large problem with that, and I could be wrong, so take this with a grain of salt. But I think, if I remember right, at one point at least nationally, we were like at the top for that being an issue. And I could be wrong, and it's happened once. I think it was like 1976. I was wrong, so I'm due to be wrong again. But on the serious side, I think that's it. And if I'm wrong, forgive me. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. So now we got the church, we've got the First Ladies Initiative. Let's talk about. We talked about Good Company, which is really awesome. You are a vocalist. Go ahead, bust something out. Go ahead, hit something for us real quick.
Let's see. Every day is a day of Thanksgiving, and today I am grateful that I'm living, God. And if yesterday has gone away, and if tomorrow never came, I must take this time today to elevate my praise for you. I must take this time today to elevate my praise for you. I must take this time today to elevate my praise for you. I must take this time today to elevate my praise for you.
All right. We're going to pass the basket in the booth here shortly. That was awesome. That was awesome. I love to hear you sing, which you already know. I love to hear you sing. I also heard somebody say, I don't know, that recently you signed a management contract,
I did.
which is a blessing for the company that got you to sign with them, and and looking forward to seeing what's happening. Because I understand that at some point here within the next year, you're going to be doing sort of like a one-woman show with background singers and some other people, but along the line of a one-woman show.
Yes.
And really looking forward to that. Seems like God has blessed
Excited,
you
yes.
with a lot of gifts. And with all these things, let's say being a wife, a mother, a pastor, part of the First Ladies Initiative, having a company, which I know you guys you're like going around the country different times, so you're trying to manage all that. How are you managing all that? And how do you tie all those things, or how do you tie God around all those things? Because we know the only way you're able to manage and to be able to successfully do these things is because God is blessing you. Mm-hmm. But let's kind of talk about that faith, because I know from having children that sometimes your faith can really be tested. Oh, yeah. Of course, you're married, so if you're married to us guys are easy, so you don't need to have your faith work for that one, but.
I would say, well, yeah. So the overall answer, of course, would be because of God. I think how it works is seasonally. Some things are more pressing, or there's more going on seasonally than other times, which allows for some downtime, where more attention can be towards the family, or towards my husband, towards our children, I just think the way it works seasonally. If I feel like there is too much going on, I will take a step back, prioritizing and saying, okay, you know what, this isn't as important right now, or you don't give as much attention to it. Things are still running in the background. It just may not be in the forefront. So I think that's the best way. I have an awesome husband. I've been doing this with him for 12 years. He's been in. I don't want to use the word. He's been in entertainment, because he's
Listen,
a gospel
it's gospel
rapper.
Entertainment. I mean, at the end of the day, it's gospel entertainment.
It's ministry and entertainment. So he's been doing it since I've met him. So I kind of joined into this. I've been singing since I was 12, but it was never to the extent where I shouldn't say that. For a minute there, I was singing a lot in a choir. So we traveled a lot.
Because you've sung, I know who are some of the national artists that you've sung background for?
Fred Hammond, Ricky Gilbert.
Fred Hammond, you can stop. Fred. Oh no, go ahead. Who else? When it comes, listen, Fred Hammond is somebody I'd throw on for a number of situations, especially a song, Clean Heart. When I had my heart attack, when I was in the hospital, I played Clean Heart, Give Me a Clean Heart, over and over. But go ahead, I didn't mean to stop you.
Oh, no. Brenda Waters, and a host of others. It's been a blessing to be able to sing. And there are times where I have opportunities. I didn't even realize the extent of the opportunity with Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra, singing in a community choir, classical roots. So we've gotten to sing with Common and Cynthia and Vero. She was she just did the Broadway of The Color Purple.
She's doing a touring company.
She's doing the touring company. And so those type of things are awesome. And then getting to sing background for her individually. Things like that have been just, these opportunities come, and I'm not necessarily looking for them, and they just happen, and it's just been a blessing.
It's a blessing.
I get to sing.
And I guess I would venture to say that you're definitely one of the principal vocalists with Cincinnati Black Theater Company. And each year during Black Nativity, you're out there just taking songs into the stratosphere. In fact, this past year, what was the song that you kind of did that part, that you did the song along the vein of and this sounds weird, right? The alien from Fifth Element, which was a very outstanding, interesting, and obviously not easy vocal style to do. And so tell us a little bit about that, because I mean, and I know you're like, when I said featured vocalist, you kind of look like, oh, no, but you are one of the featured vocalists with Cincinnati Black Theater Company, especially around Black Nativity. If you've ever been to Black Nativity, and I think this will be our 16th year, 15th, 16th, 17th, one of the three, of doing Black Nativity, then probably for the last 5, 6,
since 2010.
So the last 7 years, you've heard Pastor Sierra sing. And if you haven't, then that means you haven't been to Black Nativity, so you need to get to Black Nativity. It'll be this year. It's always, well, for the last, I think this is our 4th or 5th year at Word of Deliverance, and it is an awesome piece. But back to you. So tell us about that experience and working with Cincinnati Black Theater Company, because I know that's where I first met you when you came to audition.
I would say that Cincinnati Black Theater Company has been instrumental in where I have in helping to form and mold me over these last 7 years. I had a friend, and she sent me a link, sent me an email telling me that Cincinnati Black Theater Company was having auditions, and said, hey, I really think you should do it. And I'm thinking, oh, I don't know about auditioning. You know, but I did it, and I've been in love with it ever since. A lot of people, they ask me, like, oh, have you been doing this for a while? And I say, no, not really. Not as long as people would think. Cincinnati Black Theater, I've done something every season with them. 1 or at least 2 plays or productions every season. Black Nativity is my favorite. It is my favorite production because of what we can do, what we bring out, what is put before the people, the ministry. And
it is a ministry. That is far from a production.
It is far from a production. It's definitely ministry, and I love it. I've sang Holy, which was originally done by Word of Deliverance, by Bishop Bobby Hilton and Word of Deliverance. I've done Holy, I don't think the whole, since 2010, but at least probably 5 years I've done Holy. And there are years where I've said, I'm not going to do it anymore. This year I'm going to get to watch it. No.
You do. You get to watch it from backstage and on stage and over in the choir pit and all that good stuff. You get to see it from those angles.
Yeah, I keep telling myself I'm going to be able to watch it just like everyone else. But it's something that just sort of pulls me. It's something it's hard to let go of, and not because of Holy. It's everything, everyone that's involved. I get to meet some phenomenal people locally that sing, and you're just like amazed. It's like, why are you not discovered yet?
Isn't it funny when people who are not discovered yet ask people, why are you not discovered yet? So I'm just saying. And also, I just want to mention, because when you mentioned Is God Trying to Tell You Something, which was a piece written by the late Jocelyn Chandler, who was the late wife for Pastor Gregory Chandler, who formed a company called Champion Girl Productions because of doing this piece. So you co-starred in that alongside Tyga Graham, formerly, who was the one of the founders and lead vocalist for the R&B, multi-platinum R&B group Silk, and also starred in Tyler Perry's first stage production that became a video, Is God Trying to Tell You Something? That's the one we just did. I Could Do Bad All By Myself. And so starring beside him. And what was really interesting, because you do Black Nativity, and that isn't a comedy, but you're mainly a vocalist for Black Nativity. Yes. But in this piece, because, I mean, also you did The Wiz and you played Atta Pearl, which is more a comedic part. But in Is God Trying to Tell You Something, that was your first big, of that size drama, which I have to say I had the pleasure and the honor and the privilege of directing you in that, because I did direct the piece. So to God be the glory. You did a fantastic job. so people have had an opportunity to see you as a vocalist, see you in this piece, which was an interesting piece,
Yes.
an interesting dramatic piece. And what was really interesting is you didn't get to work with Tyga until 7 days before the
Yes.
production because he didn't come in. He came in
Right.
that Friday, but you didn't work with him till that Saturday
Saturday.
before the opening, which was on a Friday.
Right.
So it was actually less than 7 days, whatever amount of time. But still, to be able to work with him, gel all that together, and bring off that piece was really awesome. So you have all, as I mentioned in the beginning, you have all of these things going for you, and the common denominator for all of them is your faith and your relationship with God. And that's what keeps it going. You know, I've watched you and Donnie, Pastor Donnie, and I love you guys' relationship. You know, I know that if he don't love you, he's one of the best actors, and he should have a Tony, an Emmy, a Grammy, everything. And you him, and you have some talented children as well. And so, you know, I think it's awesome just to be able to get to sit down with you and to just talk about these things, and also for people to get an advance look, because if God says the same, your face, your voice, your singing voice, the ministry, the clothing line, all of these things are going to be coming more out in the forefront. And when you consider the role models or the images that we have for young women in society today, and I'm just be honest, all of them aren't great. You know, and some of them have high levels and high positions,
Yes.
but because you are esteemed high or you hold a high position doesn't necessarily mean that you're a great example for our young women and for our young black women, young white women, but I'm going to talk about our young black women. So I think having someone like yourself, you've accepted your calling with God and joining with your husband and trying to help bring other people to the joy of Christ, to the salvation that has been freely given to us. And then to show being a mom, being a husband, being a businesswoman, being an artist, and that you can do all of these things and maintain integrity,
Yes.
which becomes important. And I'm going to say this, that you're doing it without taking your clothes off, you know, which in this day and age, that becomes an important thing. And especially for young women to understand that the only level to success is not, I don't want to say the only, that you don't have to travel the road of a sex tape or
Right.
taking your clothes
Right.
off or being vulgar or doing something crazy in order to be successful, because God will take what you have and what he's given you, and if you are honorable with it, he will make it go. So I believe in my heart of hearts that there are only going to be great things that happen for you. You signed with Jakim Group of Companies. I have to mention that, which is my company, and I feel honored. I chased after this woman for years to try to get her to sign, and it's definitely worth the chase. What you heard her do a cappella is like about that much of the talent that God has given her. I looked over in the window. There's a window over there, and Anita has held up the sign a while ago, so I may have gone past it. And help me, because when I go past, she hits me. Okay, I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay, that's just silly. Look, we want to thank you again for joining us on your Health and Faith Community. Again, I'm Pastor Jackie Jackson. On behalf of Anita Alexander, we want to thank you for joining us. We want to thank Pastor Sierra for taking time out to come and sit and talk with us about this wonderful life and career and ministry that God is giving. And look, as always, want to say, stay healthy. Keep your faith up. God bless you. We'll see you next time.